What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our draft analysis for the Pokemon Masters Cup, aka the PMC. I am Phantombass, your coach of the Cleveland Escavaliers, formerly known as the Fort Worth Altarias. We have relocated, we have rebranded, we are now the Cleveland Escavaliers. And to give you a little preface to this, we were 10th pick in the draft of 12, which was not bad. We had 11 Pokemon we had to pick from, or we had to pick. We had certain tiers that we had designated. We had to pick one tier 1, one tier 2, two tier 3s, one tier 4, one tier 5, and a mega and 4 frees. 4 free picks of whatever tier that we could within a budget of a certain amount of points. So, we're going to hop right into this because I really am excited about the team that I picked. So, I'm going to actually pull up my team over here on my other computer because I have it in order of my draft. So, I thought we're going to get straight away into this. Now, there was one Pokemon starting out that I had absolutely would have killed to have on my team. It was the first Pokemon I thought, I was like, I want this on my team, no matter what. And I figured no one would take it because I thought everyone was going to go Megas in their first round. Surprisingly enough, only 3 people picked a Mega in the first round. So, I am safe to say that I did get the pick I wanted, and my first pick was indeed Victini. Victini is my absolute favorite Pokemon in League format besides Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria was sniped from me by J-Specs and the Hampton Hydragons, but that's quite okay. We are perfectly fine because Victini Rex shop on many things. It has super coverage as far as its move pool. It can run special, it can run physical, it can be bulky, it can be a lot of things. Choice Scarf Victini Rex Worlds, and I was very pleased to pick up this pick. Now, our second pick was actually our Mega, and I really couldn't decide because that Mega Altaria was gone, and I know that my Mega Altaria Victini combo is really good. However, I did find a second Pokemon that I really wanted, and I managed to get it, and mostly because I was third pick in the snake style turnaround. So with that, the second pick that your Cleveland Escavaliers managed to pick up was Mega Gardevoir. And I love Mega Gardevoir because it gets pixelated. Its special attack is out the roof. Base 100 speed is nothing to sneeze at. And it can be super specially defensive too, and it has access to Wish as well, and Will-O-Wisp, and it has access to Hyper Voice. It has access to a lot of things that I feel like would be really good. And plus, if I wanted to be really cheeky, which I probably won't, but it was a thought, I could run Shadow Sneak to kind of get a couple bit of priority for whatever reason I would ever decide to do that. I don't know. But anyway, we are going to say that this, I believe, was one of our good picks as well. I like Mega Gardevoir a lot, and I can see it fitting in pretty well with this team. And speaking of fitting in well with teams, I managed to snag in the third round, for my third pick, one of what I think is the best water types in the game. Now, granted, I was sniped again by Lucky Lad TV. He's literally the pick right before me. I was going to take Suicune, and he decided to take Suicune instead. So, I think he sniped that second round. So yeah, he took that from me right in the second round. But I needed Mega Gardevoir before I needed Suicune. So instead, this Pokemon was still open near the end of round 3, so I had no choice but to take it. We are returning with Milotic, and I love this Pokemon. It gets access to Marvel Scale should I want to go with a super bulky variant and go with Recovery. With Recover on it, I could run competitive and make it turn into a wall turn sweeper. This Pokemon gets a lot of utility as far as it's just good for. It's a good wall. It's a great wall, and it gets reliable recovery. I believe it gets refresh if I wanted to run that variant for whatever reason. I don't know, but I also know that Mega Gardevoir gets Heal Bell, so that's really going to help a lot with that. Now, our next Pokemon, might I mention that Milotic is Mirror Coat, and Dragon Tail. So you get some pretty decent sets here. Now, our next Pokemon, I believe, is one of our best picks with what we had. I looked at my team and I realized they've got a couple of them at base 100 speed, which isn't terrible, but they're outclassed by a lot of the threats out there. So I need somebody who can give me access to bigger speed. And I thought, you know what? I may not be able to have a Pokemon with high speed, but I can get a Pokemon with sticky webs. And so I snagged Galvantula. And Galvantula is a phenomenal Pokemon in League format. Easy setup, so easy, can set up webs, run Focus Sash, and you can guarantee get up your webs. And if you're faster than somebody else, then you can easily Volt Switch out on them. You can run Thunder, Energy Ball, Bug Buzz is a thing. Bug Buzz hits past Substitute, so it's going to be super nice to have that as well. Once again, also having Energy Ball is going to be crazy to knock out a lot of those ground types that are going to come in, predicting a Volt Switch. Now, that was a great pick for us, I think, because it synergizes super well with our team. Now, this next pick is also a Pokemon that synergizes well with our team, and that's mostly because it can be run in many different ways, but it won't be. I mean, honestly, it's a Pokemon that has good attack, good special attack, very good bulk, to be honest, high HP stat. I say high, it's relatively high HP stat. I think it floats at like 92 HP. Yeah, it floats at base 92 HP and 90s in both the defenses and 98 speed. So it's nothing to sneeze at, really. This Pokemon is my favorite Pokemon, or my favorite Pokemon in all of the Unova region, in all of Gen 5. We snagged Highdragon in the next pick as one of our free picks. And the reason I took this Pokemon is because I was trying to start building my Fairy Dragon to Steel Core. And I thought Highdragon is great because it also is a Dark type. And Dark types is another immunity that we could use. So right now we're looking at 2 immunities with Dark and Fairy. And I really like having that immunity on my team. On top of that, it gets access to Tailwind, it gets U-Turn, it gets Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Earth Power, Flash Cannon, Flamethrower. This thing has such great coverage. If I wanted to run physical, I could go Super Power. I could go Outrage. This thing is crazy with its capabilities. Granted, base 125 special attack versus base 105 attack. It's kind of a no-brainer about what sets you could be running, but I think you can run a good bit of stuff with this thing. And Assault Vest on this thing is nothing to sneeze at because of its base 90 special defense, and 92 HP is not terrible. So we're going to move on to what I believe to be one of my more questionable picks. I think this is the only questionable pick I have too. But the big reason I took it is because I was looking at myself and said, I don't have a Rock Setter, and I really need one. And I was like, and this Pokemon in particular can fit my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. And this Pokemon is pretty good. I mean, it gets access to, like I said, Rocks, Heavy Slam, Metal Burst. It's a great Pokemon. But I'm just not sure how viable it is with this team and with this format. But I decided to scoop up Agron. And Agron isn't a terrible Pokemon as it is. Once again, like I said, Heavy Slam, Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave, Roar. It gets it gets access to Earthquake. It's not terrible. It can run Toxic if I wanted it to. It could be a decent wall. Also gets Sturdy. If I wanted to go Head Smash, I could run Rockhead on this thing. So it's really not terrible. And plus that would make a Head Smash stab. So, I mean, I'm not suggesting it's a terrible Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. I'll have to see how it fits on my team, honestly. So, with that, we're going to go into our next pick in the draft. And I will say that this one is another one of my favorite picks because it's got really good coverage. It was going to be part of a Regenerator core, to be honest, but my first Regenerator Pokemon got sniped for me in round 2. Round 2. Highdragons took Tangrowth, and I really wanted that Pokemon really badly, but he took it from me, so I decided to go instead with Rainshell. I mean, you got Fake Out Pressure, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Acrobatics if I wanted to run that. I mean, this Pokemon gets, if you want to go special, it gets Aura Sphere. I mean, base 95 special attack isn't terrible. Once again, it's kind of the same deal as Highdragon. It's got a very vast difference in those two stats. But this Pokemon is super good in my mind because it can do a lot of things. It gets U-turn, which is another. I have a very strong Volt core. I just discovered this because I've got U-turn on Celebi, and I've got U-turn on Highdragon, Volt Switch on Galvantula, U-turn on my Inchao. This is going to be a great set. So this Pokemon also can help me take care of a lot of those ghost types out there with knockoff. If I don't want to use Highdragon, it can also help me take care of a lot of walls. Because the base 125 attack and base 105 speed is nothing to laugh at. And so, Milotic was a great pickup here. And it gets Regenerator, like I said. One of my favorite pickups for sure. Now, our next pick, I sat there and stared at myself and said, I'm an idiot. I don't have a spinner yet. I don't have anything to get rid of rocks whatsoever. So, I decided that I was going to take out my tier 5 pick for this. And I was in a debate between two different Pokemon. And I really could not decide what I wanted. So I thought, you know what? This Pokemon is much better defense than the other Pokemon. And granted, the other Pokemon is a different typing, and that would mean I have to repeat a typing. And I really don't know how I feel about repeating typings too much. Too much. I have a lot of Psychic types on this team. I do know this much. But they all do different roles. So, anyway, in our next pick, we decided to actually scoop up Avalugg. For one reason only. Rapid Spin. Actually, many reasons. Rapid Spin, Avalanche, Recover. This Pokemon is kind of dangerous with its base 184 defense, 117 attack, and 95 HP. I mean, base 46 special defense is doo-doo. So, I'm thinking that we either run it straight up physical wall and bring in a special wall from someone else, or I don't know if I'm going to bring him as a spinner. It just really depends on the team. So, with that, excuse me, we decided to scoop up Avalugg, and I feel like it was a good point to do so. We need a spinner. Now, our next pick, we were down to the last three, and we had to go for free picks because that's all I had left. Our next pick, I feel like was really good because I needed a grass type, and I needed a bulky grass type too, to cover all these powerful Pokemon like Victini, Mega Gardevoir, Galvantula, Highdragon, and Milotic. I needed a bulky grass type that could kind of complete my Firewater Grass core. And so we decided to go for another base 100 across the board Pokemon and snag Celebi. Once again, another Psychic type, super bug weak on that end, but we've got Milotic, we've got Victini, we've got Agron, honestly, to wall all that. And so I think Celebi was a good pickup because it gets access to Heal Bell, U-turn, Stealth Rocks, Healing Wish, I believe. Plus, it's just really good. It could be offensive, it can be defensive. It gets, like I said, it gets Stealth Rocks. It gets Leech Seed, it gets U-turn, Zen Headbutt, it gets Psychic, Giga Drain, Energy Ball. I think it gets Dazzling Gleam too, if I'm not mistaken. But I know it also gets Heal Bell, like I said, and I really like having a Heal Bell Pokemon on my team besides Mega Gardevoir. So I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to be using Mega Gardevoir for that. So, we're down to our last two picks, and I feel like this next pick, I scored big time in a lower tier pick with this Pokemon. It has the ability to hazard stack up for days. It is super good, especially defensive wall. And on top of that, it's a fairy counter, and I love having fairy counters. So we picked up in the next to last round of this draft, we scooped up Garbodor, and I love Garbodor as a Pokemon. I love its concept. I love the fact that it can be fat. I love the fact that it can be a good wall all around. I just noticed that. Base 80 HP, base 82, and both of its defenses. Base 95 attack, and actually it's got base 75 speed. It's a lot faster than I thought it was. I mean, it's not a terrible Pokemon for speed. I mean, it's right there on the border of Trick Room, but we got a fast enough team that it can handle. But this thing is meant to be a good wall. It gets spikes, toxic spikes. It can go toxic and finish shock, but it also gets gunk shot. This Pokemon gets gunk shot, and I'm super happy about it. So we could this thing could be a great fairy counter for me, considering a certain person stole my Mega Altaria. And on top of that, I can also use a lot of other Pokemon for that too, but in particular, Gardevoir is a steal pickup for me, I think. And our final Pokemon, I was like, I want another wall, because we've got plenty of power on the team with Celebi and Victini and Mega Gardevoir. The potential for power with Milotic. We've got Galvantula, Highdragon, Rainshell. I need another wall. And so I decided to pick up a staple that has been on a lot of my teams. And I love this Pokemon. It's another Psychic type, but once again fits a different role. And it can be it's a fantastic wall with super high defense and special defense all around. And like I said, it's been a staple on a lot of my teams, but in particular, it's one of my favorite of a trio. We decided to scoop up Uxie. Uxie is by far my favorite of the Lake Trio because base 130 defenses all around is crazy. And base 75 HP is not terrible. Base 95 speed is actually really good. It outspeeds Crocodile, naturally. So, on top of that, this thing is Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave, Heal Bell, U-Turn, Foul Play, actually. This thing gets Foul Play, of all things. This thing could be a dangerous thing. Now, granted, Mega Metagross is banned in this, thankfully, but I would still be running Foul Play on this thing if it wasn't. So, this thing is a great wall. It's a great stall out. It's super good. It can run, like I said, U-turn, and it gets knockoff too. I forgot that it gets knockoff. So this thing is going to be a great asset to our team. Now, that's our team for the Pokemon Masters Cup. And let me know which of these picks you think is your favorite. I know from a fact for me, my favorite was Victini, but I feel like a couple other steal picks I got were Galvantula, Celebi, and honestly, Gardevoir is another one of my favorites I picked up. They all synergize super well with my team. I think, like I said, the only questionable pick I really took was Agron, and even now that I'm looking at it, I feel like Agron can do some serious work, because it's a steel type, and I need a steel type. I don't have a Defogger on this team, but I do actually have a Rapid Spinner, which I'm okay with, and I can take some of my other picks, possibly switch them out for that anyway, so I'm not too concerned by it. Having Mienshao also as a regenerator core is going to be nice. I have a crazy amount of U-turn and Volt Switch options here, which makes me very happy. Victini, Galvantula, Highdragon, Mienshao, Celebi, and Uxie all getting access to either U-turn or Volt Switch. That's crazy. I think that's about half my team right there that gets Volt Switch or U-turn. And then we've got 3 Heal Bell Pokemon. We've got 1 Rapid Spinner, which is kind of bad, but then we've got a crap ton of Hazard Stackers. Then we've got Sticky Webs. We've got Stealth Rocks from Uxie and Uxie, Celebi, and Agron. We've got Rapid Spin, like I said, Rapid Spin on Avva. Then we've got Toxic Spikes and Spikes on Gardevoir. I believe that's all. Yeah, that's crazy how much we've got sitting there. Just hazards are going to be scary from us. So, we've got literally every form of hazards on our team, which I'm super happy about. So, and on top of that, we've got a good Fire Water Grass core with Celebi, Milotic, and Victini. And then our Fairy Dragon Steel core is Mega Gardevoir, Highdragon, and Agron. That's a pretty threatening core right there. I mean, we've got defensive cores of Avalugg / Agron and Milotic. Also, some more cores would be like an Uxie Avalugg team. Wow, that's actually really good. An Uxie Avalugg core would be crazy. Or an Uxie Agron core, Uxie Milotic core. I mean, Uxie can pretty much be whatever side of the core it needs to be. Celebi can be a good set of the core. We could also make especially defensive Mega Gardevoir, though I think it needs to be more power than a special wall or any kind of wall. But it can be one. It can be a Wish Passer, which I would be super pleased with, honestly. What other Pokemon of mine get Wish? I'm not sure if any other ones do. I think that Does Celebi get Wish? I'm tempted to say it does. Let me check. I'm going to check Celebi real fast before we get off here, because I really am enjoying recapping my team. We are just now hitting 20 minutes, and I do want to see what Celebi has to say. I'm almost certain it gets Wish. Pretty sure Celebi gets Wish. That'd be dope if it got Wish. Super cool if it got Wish. It gets Healing Wish. That's helpful. I don't think it gets Wish, though. It gets Water Pulse, though. It gets Sucker Punch. Yo, this thing's gonna be train. This thing's gonna wreck shop. Okay. It does get Heal Bell, gets Magic Coat. Stealth Rocks, Skill Swap. That doesn't really do me much good, actually. It does get Dazzling Gleam, like I thought. It gets Perish Song, though. It gets Leaf Storm, Healing Wish, Natural Gift. Okay. So yeah, Celebi does not get Wish, but it does get Healing Wish, which is just, in my mind, is just as good. It can help me heal up a Pokemon that I need to. Anyway, we're gonna get, now that you've seen our team, once again, vote in the comment section. Tell me which one you think is your favorite pick out of all of these, and let me know what you like or dislike about this team. Once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this, and be looking forward to more videos from the Cleveland Escavaliers and your coach, Phantombass. And if you are a proud member of the Phantom Force, or if you are a Cleveland Escavaliers fan, as I know that I'm going to be, and I want to see us take the Pokemon Masters Cup. I want to see us take this cup. Make sure that you leave a like at the bottom of this video to show your support. Make sure that you comment on this telling me what your favorite Pokemon is of our team. And make sure that you subscribe, share this with your friends, and keep up with the Cleveland Escavaliers throughout the season. Our Week 1 battles start March 7th, which is next week. Now I'm going to be prepping like crazy because our first opponent is the Kansas City Kingdras, and their coach Kingdra plays games. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll get you guys next time. Bye, guys.